Well, hey there. Hi. It's been a minute. It's been a lot of minutes. So I've been making YouTube videos for over 10 years. I've been making videos on this channel for over 2 years. And all the experts, all the YouTube experts, they say if you want to grow a successful YouTube channel, you have to be consistent, that you have to be constantly showing up. There has to be a rhythm of how you are getting in front of people. It may be daily, it might be weekly, it might be monthly, but there has to be a rhythm, a grind where you continue to show up. So let's look at the data here. For the month of January, I said, okay, New Year's resolution, I'm gonna do a video a week. And that lasted 2 weeks and then nothing. For the month of February, there is some consistency like every other week. And then I decided to kind of start getting into the short form content like, Instagram Reels and Shorts. So that's in blue. So that's what those are. Here's March. Looks like I didn't do anything for 2 weeks, but then I really hit it strong on the short form content. And then, here's a long form video on YouTube. April starts getting kind of spotty. May didn't start out very strong, but by the end of it, we start getting, into more stuff. And then I also talked my wife into doing a podcast every other week. So there's that. And I thought, okay, well, what if we did this rhythm? 1 week we'd do a podcast, 1 week there'd be a YouTube video. Podcast, YouTube video. Getting into June, looks pretty good. And then July, we still have the podcast going on in some short form, but all of a sudden this happens. And in August, a whole lot of nothing. So what happened? So at the start of the summer, we started a new routine. Anyone who has kids knows that the routine of the school year, every day might look a little bit different, but every week generally looks the same. And then when you hit the summertime, it's a completely different rhythm. And by completely different rhythm, I mean that there's no rhythm at all. And so 1 week you might have kids at camp and the next week they're back, but then there's a vacation or a lot going on. And then on top of that, I had projects that I was doing at work over the summertime that really needed to be finished by the start of the school year. So the time that I needed to devote to my normal 9 to 5 increased over the last several weeks, the end part of the summer. We were in a different season and something had to give. Now, this is a thing that I want. I enjoy creating content. It's for me crafting a story and telling a story, and for you to enjoy the story. It's a hobby of mine. I enjoy being able to do that. And obviously, it's when you create art, I want it to be something that you get fulfillment out of, either in the form of informational or inspirational or just entertaining. But ultimately, it's something that it starts with it's something I want to do. And I remember feeling guilty that I couldn't find the time to do this thing that on the self-imposed deadline that I had created. And I felt disappointed that I couldn't find the margin to do this thing that I love to do. Now, they say that you make time for the things that you care about the most. So I probably could have made room for it, but at the expense of what? The time spent with my family? Maybe the quality of work that I was producing in my 9 to 5. Maybe I just push through and I do all the things and it comes at the expense of my mental health, because during the day I'm doing all this and at night I'm just grinding away on videos. And here's my point, and I think you can relate to this because it has nothing to do about YouTube specifically. It has to do about the seasons of life that we're in, and in those seasons there's things that we can do and there's things that we can't do. And where I think we get stuck is that in that season we think that we could only do this forever, and we'll never get this one thing that we want forever. I think where we get stuck is we think that we'll never have that thing. And what I've experienced, not all the time, but what I've experienced is that there's moments of yes and there's moments of not yet. So here is an example. We are knee deep here at the house in teenagers. And one of the things about having teenagers is that it is expensive. There's just the cost of food, there's the cost of all the activities, and then never mind the fact that you have to insure all of these teenage drivers, and that gets expensive. I mean, the front of my house looks like a used car parking lot. And so I have all of these cars that I have to insure, which I'm thankful for. And I have all these drivers that I have to insure that I am thankful for. But that means that a significant portion of my budget is going towards the expense of teenagers. And that also means that there's things that I wish I could do in this season that I just can't, because that's where we are in life. But I'm also aware that in just a few short years, probably my oldest two are going to move out of the house. One will be off at college, the other one just continuing to establish his life. And the youngest, who just got her license this week, like, she'll still continue to live with us. I just don't think we're gonna see her a lot. And so I can look on the horizon and I can see this next season coming of empty nester, which will probably be good news for my budget, but then also my kids no longer live with me and I don't get to experience that anymore. So I have to make room for the fact that, yes, I want to grow this YouTube channel. I want to continue to create content because it's therapeutic for me and I like the fact that you enjoy watching it, but there's gonna be seasons where that's just not possible. But that's not forever, it's just not yet. And it's probably gonna come at the expense of things that I'm enjoying right now that I won't get to enjoy in the next season. And so the takeaway is to enjoy the things you have now and look forward to the things you may not be able to do right now, not yet, but hopefully so in the future. And if you've made it this far into the video, I appreciate you pushing through the clickbaity title. No, I'm not quitting YouTube, but I did quit YouTube for a moment for the reasons that I mentioned earlier. But I did use the oldest trick in the book to get you to click. And now I think there's only one last thing that I need to do.